Now that in its own right would actually make a really good breakfast bar. That is really nice. Hello guys, welcome back and thanks for joining me. So today we're going to be taking a look at an American Kosher MRE. This is the first Kosher MRE I've ever actually had and I'm quite excited. It is a rather bland one, white chicken with rice and vegetables, but you can't really go wrong with chicken and rice, can you? The vegetables is always a good added touch, even though we know that there's not going to be many in there to start with. I mean, the meal's only 220 calories, so the fact that it's got vegetables in there, that's not going to make up for a great quantity. It's 227 grams. And we all know that the American MRE is the main meal, at least 8 ounces. It's not a whole lot to start with. I mean, look at that. The first ingredient, water. How can water be the main ingredient? Water, white chicken, get through all the crap, white rice, more crap, tomatoes, tomato juice, maltodextrin potatoes, seasoning them maltodextrin, while fantastic for energy, spikes your blood sugar so bad. Dehydrated onion, garlic powder, lots of spices in there, parsley, roasted chicken type flavour. Oh my days, a lot of crap. We get to the bottom and we've got dehydrated peas, carrots, celery salt. Well, pause it and read it if you want to see exactly what's in there. This says it's manufactured for LeBrut Mills in Lakewood, New Jersey. Your kosher missiles, they come as 2 items. You have your main in a box and you have your accessory pack. I believe these accessory packs are actually all the same. I think it's just the actual main that changes. Some might get a little bit boring. Flavours might change in these packs. I don't know, never had a case. But for a general gist of it, they are pretty much the same. Right, let's open that up. There we go. So very different to the US MRE in the sense that it's not a great big thick packet, so I imagine that these don't last as long, but I bet they don't get through as many. Let's see what we've got inside. So we'll take that out. Again, if you're in the UK, you can get these from MRE Empire. That's Bart that sent this one to me. Chicken and rice stew then, guys, packed on the 25th day of 2023. So this should still be good. You got a little bit of an information card here. Best wishes from LeBrut Mills for the brave men and women who serve our country. Accessory pack guidance. There you go. Comes with the standard MRE heater, which we've all come to know and expect. Tortillas. 3. Look. 3. Can read that, 3 tortillas, 180 calories. So these are tiny tortillas. There's the LeBrut there. That's different, not something that I'm used to there. NGMO roasted unsalted corn nuggets, 410 calories, 80 grams. That's massive. That is massive amount of unsalted roasted corn nuggets. Next we have some dried mango, 100 calories there, 1 ounce, 28 grams. You think you might get a bit more of that and a bit less of that. We've also got a protein rich hot chocolate. Looks a bit better than a protein powder one, doesn't it? We have a very shit, for want of a better word, very shit spoons. Good job. Those bags aren't very wide. This is more like the really old spoons that you used to get back in the brown bags. Your toilet tissue or your napkins, soft stations, a chocolate oat bar by O'Meals. This is nutrient dense and has an extended shelf life. Funnily enough, it has no expiry date on it. 300 calories, 7 grams of protein, not a lot. It's broken in half as well. 18 grams of sugar. Very nice. And we have not 1, but 2 iced tea, fortified, lemon flavour, sugar-free drink mix. Funnily enough, on the back it doesn't say how much water to mix it with. Well, we got 2 of those anyway. We have a moist towelette, We have a standard box of white tip MRE matches. And the tiniest little pack of pepper you've ever seen in your life. That's it then, guys. This is our kosher chicken, rice and vegetable MRE. Well, the box says chicken and rice for vegetables, but the pouch says chicken and rice, stew, kosher. That's a little bit different. Not a lot, but enough to sustain you for 8 hours. Let's see what this lot looks like laid out. Right then, guys, there it is. Some water for our drinks. Fantastic. And most of you have seen one of these before. Don't overfill. US MRE heater bag. Fantastic. You can see from the picture. Pour your water in, fold it over, lean it against a rock or something. These are notorious for not opening very well. Also notorious for not actually working. There is a trick you can do with the salt. When they don't work, put some salt in it. It's meant to speed up the chemical reaction. However, we don't have any salt in this ration. Let's use that one. You'll need a bit. Fold it over. And you should hear it start to heat up as it gets wet. Just like that. That's when you take your box. Use your box just to hold it in place. The density of the mess tin is just enough to keep it up at a nice angle. Okay, we're going to use both of our iced lemon teas. Where did it? I don't know how much we need to put in. Putting that in is not really going to work. But as we can see, it's kind of gone all clumpy. I imagine it may have got damp at some point. Looks like the algae flakes that I feed my loach, my fish tank. And we will also make our protein-rich hot chocolate. Let's get rid of the cold water actually. I've got some warm water. Some slightly warm water, that should mix better. Smells like protein chocolate, to be fair. It smells like a protein shake. Those of you that drink protein shakes will know how annoying it can be to get them to rehydrate. Let's give that a mix first. Very murky. Right. One thing you might want to do with these, mush the meals about a bit, because it helps, especially with rice, and it gets hot, so watch fingers. Especially with rice, it does clump up and it's harder to heat it up. These tortillas, I'm very curious about these tortillas. Let's have a look at these next. Look at that. Did you look at that? We have got 3 tiny, dinky tortillas that smell like MRE bread. They don't smell like proper tortillas, but guys, it's bread in here. It's MRE bread. Look at that. I'm impressed with that. 3 tortillas. They can stay right there for now. Look at that. Corn nuts. There we go. Oh, they are vanted. Ah, they're vanted. They're vanted. Jesus, they stink. I won't put all of them out, but they have gone rancid. That oil on those, that is not good at all. O Bar by O'Meal's Chocolate Oat Bar. Never had one of these before. Doesn't look very chocolatey. Chocolate oat, well, chocolate oat bar, isn't it? It smells cinnamon. I like cinnamon. There we go. You want to have a look at, press pause and read the ingredients. It does indeed have cinnamon right after glycerin and canola oil. Fantastic. Let's add a very small pack of diced mango. You probably have this gone in two bites. I'd say 2 bites. Don't eat those, very important. Very important, guys, when you're trying rations and things like this, that you always use your senses. I mean, these, I smelt the rancidity in the oil straight away. I mean, they've got an off, greasy colour to them. As soon as I opened the pack, I could just smell rancid oil. You get to know what it's like when you start eating old rations, but fairly rank that. Right, all there is to do now, guys, is wait for our main to heat up and we'll be back with you shortly. Okay then, guys, so it has now been the allotted amount of time. I'm actually impressed that this chocolate protein drink in mildly warm water has actually done really well. This though, whilst the heating pouch actually got quite hot, I could still touch it, and my regular viewers know that I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to things that are too hot. But I'm hoping it's worked. I am. I'm rather hopeful. See? Hot. Wait. Still see some smoke coming off that there, look. And the best things to do with these before you open them, just mush it up. Better to have some mostly lukewarm than some hot and some cold. It's red hot there, but not there. But you're going to notice is this is a US MRE pouch, but it doesn't open lengthways. That's a strange one. Let's get a spoon. They all open lengthways, but not this one. It's got MRE start at the bottom as well, look. There we go. And we can see got some nice rice in there. Let's get it out. Come on, there you go. Chicken stew or MRE rice and vegetables. It's not a lot, but it's hot. Oh, could you imagine eating this cold? Now, personally, I've had to sit in a field full of cadets and eat. They were one-star cadets, so they're quite young in their journey when we're teaching them to eat cold rations. So, of course, the adults have to set a good example. What did I have for dinner? Beef burrito with rice. What was like a solid block? Beef burrito with rice. What did I have to sit and eat cold with a smile on my face so my cadets would eat their meals? Beef burrito with rice, and it was vile. However, I have also eaten cold spaghetti bolognese for breakfast at the ration packs, because all-day breakfast is no longer a thing. In the new ones, it's barbecue, vegan, bacon, bean crap. So not so much fun anymore. Right, so reminiscence over there, guys. Not a lot of food, as you can see. Chicken chunks aren't massive, quite small. You can smell the spices. You can see there's a lot of seasoning. You can see the herbs. You can see this chicken chunks looks like thigh meat, peas, carrots. Smells alright though, you know. Smells pretty decent, look at that. You know what, guys? That tastes a bit like Mexican chicken stew. That tastes quite a bit like the Mexican chicken stew. That's fairly decent. It's really nice, but hot sauce. Hot sauce would go down an absolute treat here. Yeah, it would. I don't know whether it's kosher though. Don't forget, this is kosher. That might be why there's no salt in here, because it would have to be kosher salt. And that's another expense for the military. But yeah, that's not bad. The rice is slightly al dente. It's not mushy. The sauce has got a nice texture to it. The carrots are very soft. I'm not going to lie, the carrots are very soft. And the chicken's thigh meat, one, it's cheap, and two, it's tastier. That is pretty decent. We've got our bread. What I'd recommend doing is ripping these in half, but let's try some of that. That one's wet. I've got that wet, damn it. Not very good on their own at all. Rather rank. They've got a weird... Unless you've had an MRE, I can't really think I can smell that. It's mildly vinegary smell, but it's not vinegar. Very, very strange. But yeah, I'd recommend... I'd recommend ripping these in half. And just using them like a spoon. And then shoving the whole thing in your gob. In one go. Chewy. Very chewy. But good nonetheless. That's not bad, you know. And having the 3, yeah, it's not the same as having 2 large. I think it's probably a little bit less. But you've still got plenty enough to go around there. Not bad. Right, anyway, those are rancid. I could smell the rancid oil in those as soon as I opened them. You can see how greasy they look. They look really rank. I am not eating it. I don't want to be ill. Dried mango. Always a bonus. As you can see, chewy texture still. 2 mouthfuls. That's all you've got. You've got 2 mouthfuls there. 2 good mouthfuls. Very sweet, sticky. A little bit crystallised actually, but that's good. Very, very sweet. That's a very ripe mango when that was dried out. If you're enjoying this video, guys, just take a few minutes to subscribe to my channel. There's also some links in the description if you want to go take a look at those too. Right, before we try our chocolate oat bar from O'Meals, let's try a chocolate protein fortified milkshake. Tastes just like a cheap ass protein shake. It is protein at the end of the day, but there you go. That looks like somebody needs to drink more water. Very lemony. There's no sugar, but it is sweet, so there's artificial sweeteners in there. Not bad really. The 2 drinks I'm preferring the iced tea. It is rather strong, so I'm reckoning we could have just used one packet to that much water. Never mind though, guys. I'm guessing it would be 1 canteen cup for 1 packet and giving you 2 drinks there. Oh well. Alright, and last but not least, we have got our oat bar. This is sticky. Look at that. You can smell the cinnamon. Not as strong as a cinnamon bun, but it still smells decent. It's very chewy. Now that in its own right would actually make a really good breakfast bar. That is really nice. It's the right kind of chewy. It tastes a little bit toffee-like, even though it's not toffee-like. I imagine that's all the different kinds of sugars and stuff in it. With just the right amount of cinnamon for most people. I'd probably prefer a little bit more, but I'm not going to complain at that. In all honesty, that bar is probably the nicest thing here. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Right, and guys, so that bit wraps up my very first Kosher MRE, and I've really enjoyed doing this one. I know the box says chicken and vegetables, chicken and rice with vegetables. Now, I know the box says chicken and rice with vegetables, and the pouch says chicken stew. It's exactly the same thing, really, isn't it? Exactly the same thing. However, the inside pouch did say MRE star, so I'm wondering if it was a bit of a substitution. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, have you ever had an MRE star meal pouch inside a Kosher MRE? I'd love to know. Right, so please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button and you'll know when I put out a new video. But most importantly, guys, stay safe. And I'll be back with you soon for more eats, treats and MREs.